So please excuse the bonnet and the eye mask, okay? It's well past 11 here, 11 p.m. For a lot of y'all are probably like, that's not late. For me, that is extremely late. Okay, so it's well past my bedtime on Sunday night. But I just had a lot on my mind for one, and I had a conversation with someone, and they asked my opinion or my advice on something, and I thought, what better way than to give it, in a video. And see, I'm always thinking about y'all. Trying to give y'all content, okay? But before I get into it, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. So, the question that they asked me was, if you find out something about your partner, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, if you find out something about your partner that they obviously were trying to keep from you, they were trying to hide something from you, whether it's them cheating, whether, just anything, something that they know will hurt the relationship or they think will hurt the relationship, right? You find out this information, doesn't matter how you find out, whether somebody told you, whether you went digging for dirt, you went looking, or you just saw it with your own eyes, doesn't matter. But you now have this information. You now have this knowledge of what your partner has been trying to keep from you, right? How do you handle it? How do you deal with it? Do you confront your partner because you now know this? Do you not say anything and still stay? Depending on what it is, do you not say anything but you leave? Like, so many different things, so many options, really. Well, I'm going to tell you what I have done in the past. So I was in a relationship. I found out information. I'm going to tell you, I found out because I went digging for dirt. My hands got dirty. Okay? I went looking. And I went looking because, for one, I was very young. And his actions just, his actions just weren't matching what he was saying. And that's one thing that gets you guys is men, when you're doing something you're not supposed to do, your actions switch up. Seriously, your actions switch up. And a lot of times that's when that woman's intuition kicks in. And it's like, wait a minute, you've never done this before. Why are you doing it now? But yeah, so I went looking. I found out some information. Now, the problem with what happened with me in my situation was I brought it to him, but I wasn't ready to leave the relationship. So ultimately, it didn't make sense for me to bring it to him. Now I'm not saying that if you find out something about your partner that, you don't bring it to them. You do whatever you feel is best or whatever you feel is right. But for me, I should not have brought it to him until I was ready to leave the relationship. I think Tamar or Tony Braxton, one of them said, if you're not going to leave, let that man cheat in peace. And that's what I should have did. Because emotionally, I was still attached to him. And I wasn't ready to leave. I was ready to, okay, let's just forget this happened and work through it. Unfortunately, with that, it didn't stop. And that's the problem with some guys is maybe even some women as well, but I'm speaking on in terms of men because that's who I date. So the problem with that with some men is when they find out that and you don't leave or there's no consequences for them, they don't stop. It probably gets worse. You may get, and we're going to say, a good guy just for the sake of this discussion, because is he really a good guy if he's, hiding this stuff from you. But let's say you get one of the good guys, and once they find out that you do know, they correct the problem, they fix the issue, and it doesn't happen anymore. So, I mean, it depends on the individual that you're dealing with and yourself. As I got older, I started doing, like I said, if I wasn't ready to leave, I don't say anything, because for me, now that I'm older, when I find out information about, my boyfriend, my whoever I'm dealing with, whether it's a situationship, whatever it is, if I'm not into you like that, I'm not, depending on what it is, I don't care, because I don't care enough to bring it to you. I plan on leaving anyways. But in a serious relationship, which it may not be the right thing, but for me it is, because this is how I'm able to leave the relationship when I do leave and I don't come back. So when I find out that information or whatever it is about my partner, I don't take it to them, because I want to see how long they've been hiding this from me, and how long it's going to take for them to just come out and tell me. Because it's not my responsibility to come and tell my partner, hey, I found this out. It's their responsibility to tell me, okay, so this has been going on, or this is what the situation is. It's their responsibility, not my responsibility, because it's not my secret. You feel me? So I want to see how long it's going to take for them to come to me to tell me what's going on. But unfortunately, within that time frame, depending on how long it takes them, that's the foundation of, okay, now I don't fully trust you. Or I'm speculating everything that you do. I'm assuming that you're not always being truthful with me. I'm wondering, are you still hiding stuff? Or what else is it that you're not telling me? You may not call it a lie, but you're omitting something that's important to the relationship. And you have that. Now everything else is piling on in it. Everything else is piling on top of it within the relationship, And so now that pile is just building up. And the bigger that pile gets, the less I am emotionally attached to you, the more I become emotionally unavailable to you. So my feelings are starting to leave from the relationship. I'm starting to no longer like you, no longer love you, and eventually I'm just there physically. And that's why you get some women that, we wonder, like, why is she there? Why won't she leave? And a lot of times it takes that for us to be able to walk away, because we need that. We know that we're just, too attached. And we know if we leave before we're ready to, we're coming back. And that's not good in a lot of senses. So we leave when we know that, okay, I am no longer emotionally attached to this person. Therefore, when I leave, I don't worry about going back, because I'm done. Like, my emotions have been drained while I was in the relationship. And that's why they say a lot of times that women leave mentally before we leave physically. So to that person, to that discussion, that question, that's my answer. For me, unless I'm prepared to leave, I don't say anything. But I definitely watch, I definitely listen, and I hold on, I retain information, because it's going to be needed possibly someday. So what do you guys do? Let me know. Yeah, and have a good day.